So, in this class we will discuss how to access MySQL database by using JDBC ODBC drivers. Okay. Accessing MySQL using JDBC ODBC to connect to database. Before going to understand what is JDBC, why this JDBC ODBC is required and what is this JDBC ODBCs are, let us try to understand what a database is. I am going to give you a brief idea about a database. In a programming environment or in a development environment, there are two ends. One is called the back end and another one is the front end. Front end is basically the user interaction. It represents the user interaction or user communication. User interaction. It basically is a user interaction. We use programming languages like Java or any other programming language. We use programming languages to develop programs through which the user can interact, can work with the data. Now, where the data are present? The data are present in the back end in the database. So, database is always present in the back end. At the front end, the user use some programs developed using some programming languages like Java and interact. So, we are discussing about database. The back end is always there is a database in the back end which provides stores the data, and it provides a way to easily manage the data, the operations like insertion, deletion, updation and making the query possible. All those things are possible because of this back end, that is a database. So, what database we will discuss here is MySQL database. MySQL is one of the database application. MySQL is one of the database application what we are going to discuss here. And in MySQL, if suppose a table is created in this MySQL database, a table is created and a table represents the data about the real life entities. Okay. Now, in this table there are three columns. Employee number, this table represents employee. If suppose we say this table represents employee, the table name is employee, and we are using the database MySQL database. The employee is the table name and it has three columns: EMP number, name, okay, and salary. EMP number, name and salary. Suppose the EMP number is 101. Let us take some example. 101. Employee name is X and the salary, okay, some amount salary it is there, suppose, and 102 similarly Y, some salary, okay, 110. Employee name is P and it is the salary. Suppose this is the table the MySQL database represents. We are going to use this table while discussing about the connections, how we can connect to this MySQL database and going to retrieve data and perform all the kinds of query that is possible on this data. Suppose these are the data present in the table employee that is represented in MySQL database. Okay, is one of the database application MySQL. Then now comes to JDBC. What is JDBC? Now let us discuss about JDBC. What this JDBC is? JDBC is an API. JDBC is an API. API means application program interface. Application programming interface. Application programming interface. It provides some methods. It provides some methods, some properties, some classes, interfaces. In this API, okay, drivers known as JDBC drivers. So, this API provides all these things, and the main purpose of JDBC stands for, JDBC is an API, it stands for Java database connectivity. JDBC stands for Java database connectivity. Java database connectivity. JDBC, Java database connectivity. It is an API. It provides all this. It provides some methods, some properties, classes, interface, and drivers. And the main objective of JDBC is that it enables a programmer. It enables a programmer to communicate with a database. It enables a programmer to communicate with a database, because the programmer is developing one application, front-end application. The programmer is developing a front-end application, and when developing the application, the database server is present somewhere in the back end. So, when developing the application for retrieving the data from the database or to store data into the database, there must be a communication between this server and this application. Okay. There must be a communication between this application development Java and MySQL. If suppose we say we are using these two, for the application development we use Java and for the database we use the MySQL, then there must be a link, there must be a communication, there must be a connection between these two, so that data can be retrieved whatever required and data can be stored whatever required in this database that is represented by MySQL. So, for all to facilitate all this, to make a link between the application and the database, to make this communication possible, JDBC provides the API, and all these methods, properties, the drivers, interface, all this, it makes a bundle. It makes a bundle, JDBC API, it makes a bundle of them, and they all use for the communication to establish the connection and to make the communication possible between database and the application, that is Java here. Okay. Now, basically we write Java programs to connect to database, retrieve data, and various operations. What operations we basically perform is to connect to database. Before you are going to use the data, you have to connect to the database, retrieve data, and after retrieving data, you need to perform various operations. So, to make all these things possible, JDBC API has a role. Okay. So, this is what. And the JDBC API is provided by Sun Microsystem. As we know that Java is provided by Sun Microsystem, so this API is also provided by Sun Microsystem, and we can find it. You can find it in the package Java. We can find it in the package java.sql. You can find this bundle of JDBC in the package java.sql. That means if you are going to use any of the methods, properties, classes, or interfaces from this bundle of API JDBC, then you have to import this package java.sql into your program. We will see when we will write a program how it is to be done. Now, you have to import this java.sql package. This package includes whatever required for to make this communication possible by using the JDBC API. Now what is ODBC? Okay, using JDBC ODBC. What is ODBC? ODBC means Open Database Connectivity. ODBC represents Open Database Connectivity. It is called Open Database Connectivity. Open Database Connectivity. That is ODBC, Open Database Connectivity, ODBC. Now ODBC is provided by Microsoft. ODBC is provided by Microsoft. Okay. Now the difference between JDBC and ODBC is that JDBC can be used only to communication, the communication between Java and the database. Java and any database. JDBC is responsible to connect to Java program. A Java program can communicate with any of the database. But this open database connectivity is the API, or is a bundle of methods, properties, interface, and all this provided by Microsoft, which is open, which is there is no boundary that it can be used for only Java application, or it can be used for only this specific application. It can be used for any application and to interact with any of the database. That is why the name is open database connectivity. We can use ODBC to connect by using any application to any other database like MySQL, SQL Server, Oracle. These are different databases, database applications nowadays available. To communicate with all them, we can use ODBC. Now, because we are going to discuss here how we are communicating through a Java program, how we are communicating with MySQL database. So let us move into that and discuss with some examples how this connection is possible and how we can do it. Now there are some stages: connecting to the database and retrieving the data, and performing operation. Connecting to the database, retrieving the data, and performing operation. These are the basic steps of writing a program in Java and communicating with the database. But all these things are divided into some stages, are divided into some steps. Let us discuss about each of the the stages in JDBC program. The stages in JDBC program. For a better understanding, we divided it into stages. The first stage is that registering the driver. The first stage is registering the driver. In your program, first you have to register the driver. What driver you are going to use in this Java program, what driver you are going to use, that you have to register. And to register it, and once a driver is registered, then the classes and interfaces available in that driver all will be available to you to be used in your program. That is what the purpose of registering the driver. Unless otherwise you register the driver, you are not able to access the methods, the classes, those are available for that particular to communicate with the database. So in order to use those methods and classes which are available, you have to first register the driver. That is the first stage, that is registering the driver. Okay. The next is connecting to the database. The second stage says that connecting to the database. After registering the driver, next you connect to the database. Okay. Then after connecting to the database, preparing the SQL statement. SQL is standard query language. SQL stands for standard query language, and the SQL statement means the statements using which we can communicate or we can manipulate the data present in a database. You use any of the RDBMS application, MySQL, Oracle, or SQL Server, or any of the RDBMS application, we use the SQL statements to make those operations in the database possible. Okay. So standard query language, these are the standard statements, standard languages that is mostly common in all the RDBMS application, with a little bit of variances that we can understand when learning about a particular RDBMS application. Then the fourth stage is executing the SQL statement. Preparing the SQL statement, the fourth stage is executing the SQL statement. Okay. And then retrieving the result. The next stage is retrieving the result. And the last stage is retrieving the result, and the last stage is disconnecting the database or closing the connection. The last stage is closing the connection. closing the connection. So these are the steps. So we start with registering the driver, then is connecting to the database. Once you connect it to the database, then you will have one object. You will have one object available with you, which you can use for all the following operations. Okay. After registering the driver, you create one object. After connecting to the database, one object will be available to you, which object you can use for preparing the SQL statement, for executing the SQL statement, and for retrieving the result, and at the end you can use that object for closing the connection. So let us understand all these stages through a program. We will write a program, and in the program I will explain each of these stage and what the statement of this state is looks like, and how we are able to write the statement, each of the line of the program. Now registering the driver, in registering the driver, a statement looks like, let me explain you individually, then I will write the program to join them together. For registering the driver, we use a class driver manager. There are many methods of registering the driver. There are four methods of registering the driver, but this is one of the method, that is by using the driver manager and the method register driver. Within the driver manager class, there is a method that is register driver. Okay. Register driver. What argument we give to this? We give one object of the driver, that is we are going to use, that is we create one object by using the new operator here, and the driver is present at this, driver is present in this package jdbc odbc sun.jdbc odbc dot jdbc odbc driver, jdbc odbc driver. Okay. So we create, we call this constructor, we call this object, we call this class jdbc odbc driver. Okay, here it calls the constructor of jdbc odbc driver. There is a class jdbc odbc driver for which it creates this is the constructor which creates an object, and that object is given as argument to register driver method, which is a part of driver manager class. This will be the statement to create or to register a driver. This is the first statement, how we can register a driver. Okay. The second one is connecting to the database. What we need, the second stage, connecting to the database, we need three things. Okay, three things are required connecting to the database, because we know that database is secure. Database whatever data a database represents or database keeps, it is always secure. Not all can enter into it to get the data. So there it is protected by a username and password. Different users are at different level. The root is the user at the top. He can create, or under which we can create many users, and user has assigned different privileges, which part of the database they can access, which part they cannot access. So accordingly, whenever you are going to connect to the database, you have to give a username and password. You have to provide the username and password through the application, so that you can connect to the database. It is not open to everyone, that everyone can enter into the database without any authentication. So authentication is required. That is why three things are required to connect to the database. The first one is the URL of the database, where the database is present. You have to give the database name, you have to provide the URL, the path, the complete path where the database is present, including the port number and the database name. Okay, everything. Then comes the username, in which user you want to connect, then the password. All these things if you provide, then only you can connect to the database. This is the second stage, connecting to the database. Okay, and a statement in this looks like this. In the second stage, the statement in connecting to database looks like this. It is creating one object of class connection, that is con, and using the driver manager class, again using the driver manager class we used before, then calling the method get connection. calling the method get connection, and it takes the URL. First it takes the URL. Here the URL is JDBC. For if you are using MySQL, the URL may look like this if it is hosted in your local database. The system in which you are developing the Java application, if your MySQL server, that is your MySQL server, and you have installed MySQL there, then this will be the URL JDBC : MySQL : then slash. It is there in local host. It is hosted here in local host, and it listens to port number 3306. MySQL database listens to port number 3306. Then test is the name of the database. Test is the name of the database. Employee is the name of the table. If I say suppose test is the name of the database, there may be many databases, more than one databases there in MySQL application, but one of the database I am going to connect to, that is the database name is test here. Okay, and in that database there present one table employee. I am going to use this employee table to perform the operations, some operations on them. Then you provide the username, that is user equals to the username. If suppose the username is root, user equals to username, and password, exactly you write this, and password equals to whatever password you have. Okay, this is how a statement looks like for connecting to that database. The first step, registering the driver, then this is the statement for connecting to the database. The next stage is after connecting to the database, the next stage is preparing SQL statement. How a statement looks like in this stage? Preparing SQL statements. There is a class statement of which we create one object STMT to prepare the SQL statement, and we use the connection object we have created here. The connection object we have created in the last stage, okay, to call the method create statement. To call the method create statement. Okay, simply this is the statement to prepare a statement, SQL statement. This is the statement always to prepare a SQL statement. You have to create one object of the class statement by calling the object con that is previously created, and the method create statement. Okay, it will prepare the statement. Then next is executing SQL statement. Executing SQL statement. The next stage, the fourth stage, executing SQL statement. A statement looks like this: result set rs equals to STMT, the statement we have created, the statement object created in the last stage, and execute query. There is a method to execute query, and the statement is suppose select execute query, then the statement is select star from employee. We know that there is one table employee exists. There is one employee table exists. I have given a snapshot of this. This contains this. Now I simply write a query statement. Simply I write a query statement. Select is a query statement. Select star from employee. That means it is going to display all the records of this table employee. Okay, and now this will execute the statement. Execute query is the method. Execute query is the method that execute the statement select star from employee, and this is executed at the database. The statement is executed at the database. This statement is passed to the database MySQL. Then it is executed there, and the result of this execution comes to this object rs, that is called the result set. After executing this statement select star from employee at the database, the result comes to the result set object, that is rs. Okay. Now similar to execute query, there is also another method that is called execute update. Execute update is used when you are going to update the data. Not only you are always going to make a query, you may need to insert data into the table, you may need to update the existing data of the table, or you may want to delete some record from the table. So for all these operations you can use this method execute update. instead of execute query, you may use execute update. And when it is execute update, the statement is not select, it is going to be one of these, insert, update and delete. Whenever you are going to use the select statement, remember this execute query will be the method to be invoked. Otherwise, the operation will be execute update. Then next is retrieving the result. Once the result come into the result set arrays, now the result comes to the result set object, that is arrays. Then once it comes, then you need to retrieve them. You need to get it in your application. ये तो आ गया, मतलब ये जो that means whatever this execute, at all these records comes to this result set arrays, but we should see it in our application, in our Java program. We should be able to see what the data, what the result comes. Now all comes and stores in object arrays. So how to get it? Retrieving the result. To retrieve the result, we use this object arrays. Okay, we use this object arrays, and arrays get int 1 is going to give you the first employee number. Arrays dot get int, because we know that employee number is integer, this is character, and this is a double real number or a decimal number. Okay, it is represented as a double type. So this is integer, this is character, this is double type. Now getting the to get the value of the first column, we write arrays dot get integer. Similarly, to get the value of second column, we write arrays, because result is there in arrays object, it is represented as arrays. We just use arrays to get the values. Arrays dot get string, because the name is a string and it is 2. This is the column number 2. This is the second column in the table. Then similarly, to get the third one, we can get arrays get float, that is the third column. We can access the record, the first record of the table by writing this. Arrays get int 1, arrays get string 2, arrays get float 3. Now how we can get the second record of this table? How you can get the second record of the table? We move to the next record. To move to the next record, we have a method that is arrays next. We can use this method to move to the next. When you write arrays next, now your pointer is coming here, coming to this place, and then you repeat this 3 statement. Again you are going to give you 102 y and this. Again arrays next, it is coming to the next. Then you repeat this. So this will go on in a loop until you come or reach at the end of the table. Okay, and at the end the close connection, the statement in close connection looks like this: con close. It is very simple. You just use the connection object con, and con dot close is the method that close the connection. Okay, let's combine all these things and write the complete program which describes let us write the complete program. I told that you have to include this package Java SQL, okay, java.sql. Then suppose the class is MySQL data, the class name is MySQL data. So within this class we have public static okay. Then within this, the first is register the driver. So we write the statement that driver manager dot register driver and create the object of the driver, that is com dot MySQL dot JDBC dot driver is a method. Okay. Then establish the connection by writing the next statement. Connection is a class, con is the object created, and using the class driver manager and get connection, the method get connection. Here we are going to give the path where the the database is present, localhost, it listens to the port number 3306, and I told this is the database name we are using is test, and you give the username and password. Okay. This is how you can get connected to. This is a connection. Then next is create the SQL statement. All the stages I explained here, I am just writing it one by one. You just combine them in one program, in one class, including main, that becomes a program for you. Con create statement. Then execute the statement, bring it to the result set, rs stmt execute query, or you may write execute update, whatever according to the statement, SQL statement you are writing. So, I write a query statement here, select star from employee. Okay. Then retrieving the data. Now, retrieving the data, we use the while loop, because I told we have to move the pointer next to each of the record. So, we use r of next. As long as this next returns true, this next returns true as long as you are in one of the record of the table, and as you reach to the end of the table, after the last record, you will find the next returns false. So, when this false, it comes out of the loop. So, what you do here, system.out.println, you display the first, that is the employee, that is get integer, and it is going to give you the employee number. Then next system.out.println, this is going to give you the employee name. Get string is a method you can use for that. That is going to give, and this is the second column. You have to mention the column number that from the table it is going to give you. Then system.out.println, and rs is the object, result set object. Then get, the last one is a double type of value, and the column number is 3. So, it is going to be this. So, this loop will continue, and this returns true, this condition returns true as long as you are inside the table. As you come outside the last, you come past the last record of the table, this method is going to return false, and you come out of the loop. And after seeing all the data from the table, then you have to close the connection. So, it is con close. Okay. So, this is how we can use a Java program to connect to a database, okay, MySQL database in this example. Thank you.